Greetings, dear friends! Welcome to our exciting channel, where stories bursting with love, passion, and betrayal are revealed. Get ready for an exciting journey into the world of human relationships. Let's begin this journey that will leave an unforgettable mark on our hearts. The story I am about to share with you originated a month ago, when our small community of 3 families went on an exciting outdoor adventure, bringing our children with us. Our bond began from our university days, and over the years of friendship, we have become tight-knit and trusting of each other. There were several married couples in our company. Most of us were of the same age, except for 2 women who were slightly younger than their spouses. My name is Alex, and I travelled with my husband Mike and our 9-year-old son. The other families had their own children. One family had an 8-year-old daughter, and the other family had 2 sons, ages 8 and 9 respectively. Overall, our group was well matched for this vacation, and we were ready for an unforgettable adventure and vivid memories that will stay with us forever. In the past, I had felt affection for Tom, a man I had liked very much since our college days. However, when we finally met, he was already in a relationship with his current wife. I had to accept that fate had played its part, and next thing you know, I met my husband. With the passage of time and the new emotions that our acquaintance evoked, my feelings for Tom gradually faded into the humdrum of married life. Memories of Tom and I getting to know each other only flared up on these trips. In these moments, I could be closer to Tom, albeit in public, so as not to arouse my husband's suspicion. At that time, feelings between my husband and I had cooled after years of domestic problems. He had stopped taking care of himself, unlike Tom, whom I met 10 years ago and who still looks chic and has a sophisticated style. Admittedly, this is partly a credit to his wife and also the result of his successful career at the Romal company, where he holds a senior position and earns well. This makes him unlike my husband, for whom such success is sadly unattainable. The man was of great interest, and I never missed an opportunity to just flirt or talk with him on the tent ground, which was quite spacious. I tried to do it in such a way as not to arouse suspicion. However, our vacation completely changed all of that. Upon arrival, we set up our tents as we usually do on these vacations. My friends and I started cooking meat and enjoying the atmosphere while savouring our drinks. By the light of the campfire and intoxicated, my college friend's husband seemed even more attractive than usual. It was obvious that we had all had quite a bit to drink and gradually started to fall asleep right on the spot. My husband suggested I go to bed, but I decided to stay around the fire a little longer. He agreed and helped our friends put all the kids to bed before heading to our tent. After the rest of the trip had left and the space around the campfire was empty, my desire for Tom only increased. I noticed that he too was in no hurry to leave and lingered. He excused himself only for a moment to walk his wife to their tent. She had clearly had a little too much alcohol during the evening, although she doesn't usually do that. When midnight came, we found ourselves alone, for everyone else had already succumbed to the effects of the long journey and alcohol. I invited Tom to sit next to me on the blanket, and he gladly accepted. He started complimenting me, telling me that he had dreamed of me all his life, that I was truly beautiful, more beautiful than his own wife. I was already fascinated and ready to believe anything, because he had always seemed attractive to me. I just gave up. A very romantic scene took shape in that forest by the fire. However, our pleasant time came to an end when we quietly witnessed Vincent sleeping peacefully with his wife in the tent. He came out to go relieve himself near the fire and discovered us. He smiled and we went on his way without saying a word. We knew Vincent was a trustworthy man and trusted that he would not tell anyone what he had seen. We decided not to waste any more time and went on with our work. Our happiness did not last long, however, as Vincent's wife Olivia came out of the tent, probably awake to get some fresh air. Olivia, an impulsive woman, immediately began furiously accusing me of cheating. He, still groggy and irritated by the urge to wake up, didn't realise the gravity of the situation. At that point, Tom and I came to our senses and realised the complexity of the situation. Olivia didn't stop and I kept talking after she was sure my husband realised what had happened. She tried to wake Ina and get her out of the tent, but her drunken state prevented her from responding adequately to these attempts. Maybe it was for the best, since we could explain things more clearly when she was awake and able to hear. My husband, convinced that Olivia wasn't lying, immediately walked over to Tom and gave him a hard punch before grabbing me by the hair and dragging me into the tent. Neither of us, the guilty ones, tried to justify our actions. It was obvious that we couldn't go on living the way we were. Anyway, I quietly asked him not to yell at me so as not to wake the kids. He didn't yell, he just sat down next to me, with his arms around his head and started talking. He expressed his regret for the lost years and listed his burning resentments to me. I didn't care about any of that anymore. Now, late in realising that I had seduced Tom, I realised that I should have done it much earlier when he was just starting to date his future wife. It would have been better to lose my friend than my own happy life. Now I have lost not only her, but also my husband, who obviously won't be with me after everything that has happened. Many mistakes have been made throughout this period. The next night, the four of us decided to have a serious conversation without too many witnesses. Olivia tried to intervene with her unwanted advice, but we quickly pushed her away so she wouldn't get in the way. Tom's wife didn't make a scene or attack me. My spouse and I were very strong people. We now realised that our situation was crazy and we didn't know what to do. We just looked at each other, remained resentful and remained silent, contemplating divorce. Eventually, we made the decision to officially divorce so that we could each start a new life after everything that had happened. There was no way for either of us to continue pretending to be a happy family. Now, we have decided to keep up the appearance for the sake of our children, on top of all of our personal problems. We love our children very much. Now, I realise that my husband and my friend won't forgive me either, but I now have a chance to build the relationship I've always dreamed of. Only for that, I need a fresh start, and I'm not going to miss it after we get back from vacation. My family and I, as well as neighbours, continued to keep in touch with Tom. I even invited him to a conversation where he frankly admitted that he could no longer hide the truth from me and confessed that he had cheated on his wife more than once, always following the same pattern that had worked on me. My heart was broken. I had completely lost everything I held dear. The only thing left of the man I betrayed was our children. It was only after that moment that I realised how much pain I had caused him. He had truly been my rock all these years. I had traded him for a fleeting romantic adventure. That day, when I came home with tears in my eyes, I begged my husband to forgive me for what had happened between us. I promised that I would do anything to repair our relationship and admitted my mistake. He honestly said that he still loved me, but that he could hardly forgive the terrible mistake I had made in betraying someone so near and dear to me. Now, I can only hope that time will heal all wounds. Today, we conclude our journey into the world of human relationships. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our content. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the next story.